Right at it. Right at it. Oh,
Jordan
he's
Spieth.
done it again. Just as he did at the John Deere for his first win.
Welcome to episode 199 of the Go Get That podcast. We are one away from 200. Kind of wish this was 200. Who wouldn't want to have our 200th podcast be recapping a T56 from Jordan Spieth at the US Open and breaking down the Travelers as well. We're going to hit you at the 2-1. Our man Bob was flying back home to the East Coast tonight, actually, when we're recording this on Monday night. So he's going to be out of commission for a little while. So we're going to recap what was a feeble T56. Not a good week, guys. I feel bad for Dan. Dan was very high on Spieth at the U.S. Open, and he crumbled. He actually, it's funny. I was trying to think of all the positives from this week, and through 45 holes, he was somewhat in the golf tournament. Especially, seeing Clark winning at 4 under. One of you guys remind me, did Spieth get to 2 over on Saturday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, he was at 1.2 over, which we now know would have only lost by 6. But yeah, after the 45th hole, the implosion began. It was a double on 10, a bogey on 11, and the wheels were firmly off as the Texan finished at 290 for the week for double digits, plus 10, T56, and he lost to numerous amateurs. So not a good week, but happy to chat it up with you guys as always.
Yeah, happy to be here. Not happy with the result. I mean, we'll get into the specifics of it, I'm sure, and kind of share what we saw, what we didn't see enough of. Probably more of that than anything, but fun week at the US Open, I think. Maybe not quite what people thought it would be. I'm curious to think Bob's takes will be a little spicier than mine on this, but should be a fun episode. Happy to be back, kind of chat it up and see where we go from here.
Well, from here, it's got to be up.
You would think.
It better be up. Yeah, this week really just put a highlight on what really is the post 2021 part of his career, and that is that he's always going to have stretches where he hits the ball well. He's not a bad golfer by any means, but the thing that's consistent is that the putts aren't going to go in the big tournaments, and they haven't for years and years and years to come. And there's no trust, there's no confidence. There's the reads are bad, the strokes are bad, they're feeble. Long story short, we're getting to a point where Spieth stands over a 6-footer, which is, I believe, like a 65 to 70% make percentage on the PGA Tour, and you really are shocked to see it go in. And that is not healthy, nor is it good, and it's a real problem because early in the year, Mills had a little bit of a run, but the reality is that the putter is the problem. It has been the problem, and it always will be the problem, most likely, for the rest of his career. Hit the ball fine this week. Had some like sloppy 6-hole stretches where he was just hitting really bad shots. But for the most part, I mean, the ball striking was fine. It's the putter's the issue, and it has been the issue for a majority of the last 5 years. And it's costing him a season right now. It's the season's basically over. He's only got a few events left, and there's really no signs that anything's going to change on a dime in the coming weeks. I mean, we have a place that he historically doesn't putt very well at, and then 2 big tournaments overseas, and the putter just doesn't show up in big tournaments. So yeah, there's not much positives to take away from this other than, I mean, he has kind of turned it into a player that can any week show up with a good golf swing. Um, but it really doesn't matter if, I mean, his short game this week was fantastic, and he just blew so many great shots around the greens because he couldn't make the 4 footer, and it was tough to watch because a lot of those shots, 8 feet's a good shot, and he hit above average escape shots and still ended up making bogeys.
Well put. I want Dan to pull up Spieth's data golf page and look at how this year compares to last year. It's pretty grim for all
In
the
terms
talk of
of,
a. Just look at the career summary page, and look at the strokes gain for last year and this year. As
sheesh.
Dan's pulling that up, or if he's already pulled it up,
I'm already on it.
let's just say a full off season really hasn't yielded pretty much anything different. He is pretty much as Dan is now seeing, the same exact player as last year, from a statistical standpoint. And
Yeah.
last year, he at least, I mean, he had a couple top tens, and that's not to say a couple top fives actually.
Yeah.
Um, I think this year, a couple top tens is unlikely, but possible, and a couple top fives is pretty much impossible at this point with I mean, what guys? He's got the Scottish, probably, the Open, St. Jude, and the Wyndham. I mean, he's now 50th in the FedEx Cup standings. I think I was looking that I think Data Golf gave him like a 56% chance to be inside the top 50. Is at 50 right now. Probably fair. Probably fair to expect a little bit of positive regression. But yeah, this year has just been disappointing. I don't think there's any uh, kind of way around it. I think it's nice to still have a few events left. I mean, a blind squirrel can find a nut, um, but I it's just disappointing. I felt after the Masters, fellas, that or even before that, we were really going to start trending up at some point this year, start to contending in golf tournaments. He hasn't contended in a single one. It's kind of depressing, especially I mean, Saturday was depressing. It's like you're just so accustomed to him not finishing off 18 holes. He didn't come close to finishing off 18 holes. He played nine good ones and then imploded. And then Sunday was just, I mean, awful. It's not usual that you sometimes rather miss the cut, but watching him shoot the scores he did over the weekend were not easy on the eyes.
No, I think what was frustrating about both the weekend rounds is that the front nine was actually played fairly well both days. Saturday was, I mean, that's the ball striking you need to thrust back into a major championship. That probably should have been a 33 on the way out, to get to a score of even par and then just kind of hold serve on the back, maybe give one back, but get yourself to one over for the tournament and give yourself a chance on Sunday to, uh, you know, break 70 again and see where that ends up. But I mean, wasn't watching the double on 10. Seems like the margins were pretty fine there. And at a place like this, the margins are always fine. At hard golf courses, the margins are always fine. I think there's a couple things that are really telling, but ultimately the margin he has for error is just not large enough. The inability to score, to maximize stretches of golf. Um, I think the swing was in a pretty good spot, and the lack of putts being made probably impacted a few full swings. I mean, I think of the front nine on Saturday, just kind of go back to it. Not a great shot into three, but after birdieing two, I mean, hit five perfect golf shots to start his day. And then you pull an iron, probably trying to get too aggressive, but just miss a 4 footer straight off the blade. Like they have the worm cam, and you know it's right as soon as he hits it. Basically, complete decel, block, shove, whatever,
Ew.
Tillery block. Um, and move on, gives himself a look at four, makes a nice birdie at five. quality shot into six. Some of the high swooping draws were, you know, best in the world type of shot shapes where they're landing, the results. Then you get to seven. I think it, kind of sums up his week on the greens from 10 plus feet, but I mean that putt breaks a good 8, 9 feet to the right, and I think he catches the bottom lip, and it's just just a really, really good putt and just doesn't go in. Um, can't make an 8 footer on eight, misses a chance on nine, and then obviously you make one mistake trying to be a little too aggressive at the cock, and it's just gonna um, not turn out great for you on 10. Didn't play 11 particularly well this week, but I mean, it starts with just not saving any sort of momentum on putts that are inside of 10 feet. Um, and it's the same thing. I mean, we've talked about it. The putter's been awful in all three majors this year.
Not a good
And
formula.
yeah, no, and the day that it was, he gained what, 3 shots putting on Friday, and he couldn't hit the ball to save his life. But ultimately, like, those are the kind of rounds that keep you in major championships. Um, it's just you gotta support the when you're swinging it well, you gotta support the good play with a good score. Um, and it's an incredible inability to do so.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Friday, I'm doing very, very quick math here and just looking at the numbers. It was his fourth best putting round of the year on Friday. And he was the fifth worst putter to make the cut.
yeah,
Like, how do you have a round that good? Have such a week so bad on the greens. I mean, he said it himself. He's streaky, but the problem is the bad days far outweigh the good days.
the lows are just impossibly low. He lost
Yeah.
four shots
It's
on the green
it's
on
it's
Sunday.
maddening and unfathomable that you can miss that many high percentage putts.
And
I
they're not
mean,
even close.
this isn't 10 footers not going in and holding him back. Like he is throwing away shots from 4 to 6 feet consistently that like are they're not good putts. They're not close to the hole.
No.
Um and it does beg the question how something hasn't changed at this point because you have to think that the sample size is big enough now where he has to be like, well, what can I do differently so that like you'd think that he'd be so obsessed with figuring out whatever's going on. Um and he's got to just be looking at the wrong things. Like I don't know. It's impossible for me to understand what's going through his head in his routine when it comes to practicing putting. Um, I don't I don't understand how this continues to happen. There's literally no one on tour who does something like this.
You know what's somewhat interesting? You mentioned the routine, Bob. Um, I believe it was Rose's mental coach was out there like Thursday and Friday and would like calculate the amount of time Rose would take before hitting a shot. I feel maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like especially in majors, and it's easy to, point the finger when the results are so bad. He takes a long time over putts. A long time. I don't know if that's because there's indecision, because he can't read them, because the greens are just too challenging, which I think they're too challenging for him. I mean, the stats would show that. But I mean, the longer you take over a putt, clearly for him, and I mean, we see it over swings as well when he goes to the towel, the odds of it being a good putt or a good golf shot, the longer he takes just goes down.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting to see Rose's mental coach or whatever you want to call him out there, pretty much clocking Rose to see how long he was taking to play a golf shot. So in terms of the routine, I mean, just getting faster, I think would be nice. I don't want to, I feel like I would be less upset if I were to say he rushed it versus him. I mean, he just takes forever. Brings Greller in. It's like a 5 foot putt on a Friday. And I get it's a big putt, but like, dude, over the course of 72 holes at the US Open, you're going to have a ton of those. Like just treat them like they're all the same, speed it up a little bit, and if you come to a quicker decision and not overcomplicate things. But he's
Well, I
continued to overcomplicate. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I think part of that is just a lack of routine, like you're saying. Like there's no consistent, this is my approach, and the focus is purely about the result of like, all right, how do I get this in the hole? But there's no um thinking about how to get it in the hole as a whole, like, all right, I gotta line it up perfectly, and then I gotta stand over the putt, and my right arm's gotta do this, and my left arm's gotta be angled like this, and then I gotta shuffle a little bit, and then I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. Then is it lined up? So like there's too many moving pieces and parts that aren't consistent. And I don't think there's much of a process on the 5 footers. I think you talk about the long times to read a putt. A lot of that's just because he doesn't know where the frickin' ball is going because he can't read greens anymore without a greens book to be like, hey, um, this is uh, uh, this confirms what you're seeing. Um, but then I think for me, when he stands over the putt, there's sometimes I'm like, oh wow, he pulled the trigger quickly. It's like it sort of feels like, oh, there should have been one more shuffle in there. There should have been one more just like steady. And then sometimes there's 5 or 6 shuffles. And it's like, all right, that's too many. If you're gonna do that, at least step off, get the shuffles out, and then go back into what you're doing. Um, but it just looks rushed. It looks after all that time still uncommitted.
Like
Um,
Cantlay's got a routine. You know the shuffles are coming with him.
right. And it's the same kind of shuffles every time. Rose tucks his shirt into his armpit. Um, I'm trying to think of other routines on the greens that are pretty. They showed a lot of Koiven this week, and he does one stroke behind the ball every time, steps into it, shuffle, hit putt. Like,
DJ has a pretty interesting routine where he
yeah,
takes that practice stroke without stepping forward and then just hits.
yeah.
Devastating week for him.
It was
One
fun to
one
see.
bad hole. One bad hole from
Exactly.
It was fun to see DJ in it again a little bit, but I just like there's too much chaos on something that's supposed to be pretty simple, and I think a lot of it's just because he's overthinking like the result when in reality if there's a clear process, the result will follow.
I
Um
mean, you look at his best golf for the most part of the last 5 years, it was with the pre-shot
yeah, I
because the
the P shot
pre-shot
is
was
elite.
a routine. It was a trigger. Like the minute he did that pre-shot, he took the club back within a second after that.
Yeah,
But that wasn't his DNA, so we got to go away from
right, that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. I think what he
that.
hasn't figured out about the DNA part is that he's maybe just a very like trigger required player. Like I think in 15 through 17, there's some sort of lean with the irons that he did before he hit. I'm sure there was maybe something a little bit with the driver, which I feel bad bringing up the driver because it was pretty darn great this week. Like it sort of feels um,
Been good for two
wrong to even
months.
include him in this conversation. Like the driver's been awesome recently, and gave him plenty of chances to hit. I mean, there's wedges out there, and he hit some pretty bad ones with the wind, and he hit some pretty decent ones. I think in total he missed 21 putts inside of 15 feet this week. Obviously now lost by 14, but I mean a good chunk of those were inside of 10 feet. You make 6 of them, and you're looking at a T15, T17. Like didn't hit the
Right.
ball well
Yeah.
enough to win by any means, but you putt just like a professional, and it's a fine week. I think we can talk about the putter a lot too. And Jordan and I talked about this a little bit, but like, wouldn't surprise me if we get to the Travelers and he's hooping everything and he hits a couple balls out of bounds. Like that railroad on 13 or whatever is calling his name. 12. Like, 4 right into the backyards. Like there's just no consistency with any of it. You have no confidence that the swing is going to translate into next week. You have no confidence that the swing is going to translate into the next hole, except
Nope.
for off the tee. And
No, I mean,
that's
go
an
ahead.
infuriating low. No, I'm done.
Well, I was just trying to bring up, you mentioned the swing. First time he gained over a shot on approach in back-to-back days since the Cadillac. So that was nice Saturday and Sunday.
Oh,
I
really?
mean, yes.
Chills. We're
Yes,
back.
so that's we're back. Yeah, we're back all right. But I mean, who knows? Hopefully that carries. Crazy that it's been that long since he had done that. But yeah, I don't know how much more Spieth we want to talk. It's all negative. I don't know how much we have, probably some Cock thoughts, some Clark thoughts, and as I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to do the Travelers as well. So if we want to transition, up to you fellas.
I mean, I'm Spiethed out for now. What'd you guys think I overestimated the Cock this week. I think it played easier than anticipated, but ultimately 3 guys under par. It's kind of what they were hoping for anyway. Um, I think I'm okay with not seeing it till 2036. That's sort of my take. Would I rather have it
I
over
agree.
Pebble and Torrey? For sure.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't think it,
agree. I feel like my takeaway from this week was, it was so fun to have an over par winner with Kepka that maybe my remembrance of this golf course was a little better than it actually is. Um, that's kind of my feeling from this week. Nothing to do with the setup. I just don't think it's better than some of the other U.S. Open venues. I don't think it's better than Oakmont. I don't think it's better than Marion. Um, I don't think it's better than probably another that I can't think of.
Bethpage, PGA, but
Yeah, I don't. I different. I don't
you don't
know.
like Wingfoot. Well, you didn't like the setup at Wingfoot, or did you not like Wingfoot?
I don't like Wingfoot.
Okay. Well, bad news. We're going there in 2 years, I think.
I know.
Well, Spieth might not be. That's very much up in the air.
Wingfoot took his lunch
Heath
break.
hardly went there in 2020.
Correct. Great performance in 2020. Great
He
performance.
did 73-81, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Speaking of 70, Spieth hasn't broken 70 at a U.S. Open in many moons.
Really?
Yeah,
I think the last time would have been
He didn't break 70 at Pinehurst. Are you kidding me?
I don't think so.
no. He might have on Sunday, actually.
Let's see. Great
I
player.
don't think so. It might
Nope.
be low key. It might be. I was about to say Tory, but he must have broke 70 at the country club.
The correct answer is Torrey Pines.
Wow.
It's 18 straight rounds at the U.S. Open at 70 or higher.
Sunday at Tory.
Uh, Kudos to him. He broke it twice, Friday and Saturday at Torrey.
Oh. Oh, I remember Saturday. I think he shot what, like 2 under or something, and it really should have been 6.
Yeah, it's
Um,
the trend with this player. He's broken
believe
70 3 times since 2017.
believe Saturday at Tory was like the greatest approach round of his career.
Yeah, all for nothing. He could have very much been in that golf tournament.
Yeah.
Crazy considering we didn't have much hope for him. But yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking of, for me, a lot of a golf course has to do with um 2 things. One, um whether good shots and bad shots are ending up in similar spots. And this week, I think the worse miss that you had, the better you were. I feel like if you just missed having a 10-foot birdie putt, you could be in the worst position. Whereas if you snap hook it, you're left of the fescue and have plenty of green to work with. Um, so I didn't like that aspect of it. I thought the runoff areas were a little gimmicky. Uh, didn't really feel like they were as good. I think they're just levels below the Pinehurst runoff areas. Um, I guess Pinehurst is a much better golf course. That was probably the one I was thinking of. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I also judge it off of memorable holes, and I just don't think this course has many memorable holes as I kind of thought it did. Um, I don't know why that is, but I mean the greens are great, but like it's just off the tee. There's really nothing. So
Okay.
it's tough
Yeah.
to take a course this serious when the fairways are that wide. Maybe the golf course really is much better when the fairways are tighter. But I
Yeah.
wasn't impressed this week. I'm completely okay not seeing it for another 10 years. Uh, it can hold its own. I'll say that. I don't really understand how this golf course found a way to have three people under par with how soft and slow, and wide the fairways were. I mean, those three things and only three people under par, that's impressive from the golf course.
It
Um,
wasn't, yeah, it wasn't even
so
cranked up.
kudos to them there. But yeah, for me, there's not much memorable things that I'm remembering from this course. And going forward.
Yeah, no, it was a rough week for John Bodenhamer, despite what Mike Wan wants to say. I can't believe how many times we heard them say, let Shinnecock be Shinnecock, and they didn't do that. I mean, the course didn't play how it really is supposed to play. I mean, I think the members, some of the conditions the members play, obviously lengthwise, they're not playing the US Open tees, but I think the members would probably tell you that they probably play the greens when they're quicker than they were for the US Open. I don't think that would shock me to hear that. Yeah, I kind of agree, Bob. I think compared to 18, it's just not necessarily scoring. Sure, 18 was harder, but I think you kind of put it really well. The emphasis on approach play here just didn't seem as high as it was in 18. I think of a hole like five. It's just like the slopes were gimmicky. Balls weren't really finding them as much as I think they should have. Um, they were soft, they were slow. It's just I didn't really necessarily enjoy it as much as I was really hoping to. I thought it'd be a lot more fun of a watch, and there wasn't as much repellent, or balls weren't being repelled as much, and approach shots weren't, I guess. I think you put it beautifully. I don't really need to elaborate too much because I'm struggling here as it is. Good and bad shots were kind of ending up in the same spot, which really is just not what we're kind of looking for.
I think of number 7, and they showed a graphic of the pin placements. And the first 3 days, the pins were like a foot away from each other. Like, I get it because the wind was howling, and like, all right, you can't put it in certain spots with that wind or else it's borderline unplayable. But if 95% of a green you can't put a pin on, I'm not sure it's a great green. Like, if you're gonna play a major championship and have the pin in the same location 3 days in a row, that just doesn't feel like, I don't know. It's just not quite as I don't know what the right word would be. You're just hoping for a little better, hoping for a little more repellent, hoping for a little more kind of speed. Um, and maybe if it wasn't, blowing the way that it did, they would have let it go there. But um, can't complain too much. Got the three people under par. Over par was inside the top 10, but um, ultimately not too much to say about the golf course really once you kind of express your initial feelings, because like you said, Bob, there really wasn't anything too memorable about it from my uh at least on TV. Maybe it's better in person, but
Probably better in person. But yeah, I mean, uh, I'm excited for new blood. I know next year it's not a U.S. Open, but I'm pumped for Frisco. It's just new. It's exciting to see kind of new. And I think you kind of set it down, and you agreed, Bob. It's like I think we can wait for Shinnecock for the next 10 years or whatever it is. I'm not really in a rush to get back there. And you kind of look at the major venues next year, and it's like we see Pebble all the time. We see St. Andrews every 5 years. I think Frisco is kind of the one that stands out to me as well, a chance for our Texan to complete the Grand Slam in his home state, and B, it's new. I think new's fun.
Yeah. Speaking of chance to complete career Grand Slam, we have Marion coming up as well for the U.S. Open in a few years, which you haven't seen in a while. Course horse Phil Mickelson, hopefully will be back for that one. I've had that one marked on the calendar for many years. The revenge at Marion could be glorious.
You know where Marion is, right?
Yeah, it's right near Philly Cricket, I think.
Can't spell Philly without Phil.
Well said. Really well said.
Just saying.
Thank you. Could they
But
possibly rename the city?
well, you never know. You just capitalize the first four letters. But you mentioned Slam. We had Scott Scheffler trying to complete it yesterday. Did not do it. Had an opportunity. I
yeah.
Yeah, Burns was the main challenger, but Scheffler was in that final group with Wyndham Clark, the now two-time U.S. Open champion, and Scotty just didn't really get it going um, all day
Honestly,
yesterday. Kind of felt like
kind of the story of Scheffler's major Sundays this year. He's kind of been in the same position all three majors on Sunday.
I was
Yeah.
just going to say his season in general. I mean, it's just he's got a win, but like one win for him is terrible. He's just lacked the
Yeah,
juice that he's
and
had in the
also
past.
he's sitting there in a prime position to make a charge, and he just always doesn't. Like I don't know, there's so many putts that don't go in anymore for him that used to go in for him.
Texan thing.
So I don't know. I mean, is
He he made his charge Saturday, and I think he had good looks on 16, 17, 18, and missed them all, to your point.
yeah, he
And
did.
that was kind of the end of the charge. I think there were 2 rounds under par on Saturday.
That's it.
Mariano Brio and Scotty
Wow.
Scheffler. And like Scheffler's was 1 under, but it could have easily been 3. And you're 3 back of Wyndham. You put the pressure on. You can play a totally adequate round, shoot 68, and win the golf tournament Sunday. Or obviously 68 on Sunday would have been a really, really good round, but in the end, he needed 66 or 67 for a playoff, and that's maybe asking for a little much on back-to-back days around Shinnecock. So it makes you wonder, like, if he'll look back at his career in 20 years and be like, Shinnecock was a chance, but kind of think these other US Open tracks that are coming up are maybe a little bit better suited for him because it
Yeah,
eliminates a few more contenders. Like Pebble feels like a prime opportunity.
yeah,
Marion,
He's won
kind of the
there.
same thing. Yeah, it's just plenty more chances for Scott, and you'd think he probably gets it done in the next few years here, I'd say.
you'd think. I mean, I think there's a fairly good chance that Scheffler's best golf is behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that run was pretty unreal, and he can still have a top five career with that being true. Um, I mean, there's still plenty of chances, but it just goes to show that when you're that good, um, you've got to take advantage when you're that much better than everyone else. And he did save himself at the end because those 2 years, if he hadn't picked off the last two or three majors last year, probably would have looked back on pretty disappointed. Um, can you really complain about? I mean, if you talk about that 24, 25 Scheffler, three majors in 2 years, I mean, can you really ask much more than that? Probably not.
No.
Um, but he was close to probably being disappointed with that, I'd say, peak of his powers. But a lot of these mistakes are not Scheffler-esque. His distance control this year has been really, really, really weirdly off. And that has been his superpower his entire career. So that shocks me. It interests me. It makes me question what's going on and what that chase for speed looked like in the offseason and how that's affecting everything. Is he still the best player in the world? Probably. If not, definitely well clear of third, depending on how much weight you're putting into McIlroy's sham at the Masters. So, yeah, I think that this is not going to be the Scott Scheffler that we're going to see going forward, but the Scott Scheffler that we saw in 24, 25, probably won't see that again. But that's also a really, he can be half that player and still be a top three player in the world for 10 years. So,
Yeah, two Scheffler things. One, I got to correct myself. He hasn't won at Pebble. So that was not true. I mean, he's won everywhere. He has not won at Pebble, though. Two, yeah, I mean, he just looking at his stats, he's like a half shot worse per round on approach than he's, used to being. And yeah, I mean, every time they show him at the range, they showed him at least one time working with Randy Smith on his hands, his alignment, his grip. So it's crazy. He's working through stuff and he's still the best player in the world. And it's funny, the two guys that are challenging him for that title, Rory didn't have a very good week at all. And Rom shot a million on Friday, which we got to watch, which was entertaining in itself. But yeah, Scott Scheffler working through stuff, still the best player in the world. But only one win this year. That's kind of, I don't want to say embarrassing, but to be as good as he's been and only win once, it's not great. I guess question for you guys, does he win this year again? I'm going to exclude the tour championship as well, just because I mean, that's 30 people.
I think it's the Open or no.
Ooh, the Open,
I
you
was
think okay.
I was gonna say I kind of think it's either a major or like it's the Open or it's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So just he's not winning this week?
I so
I mean, he could, but
well, I don't think the problem with some of these tour events is I'm not sure he's making enough putts right now. And
okay.
he's just not. I think what made him win ultimately is that he still missed his like he missed a few less putts than he used to, but then he still gave himself a gajillion putts. So ultimately he was gonna, you miss just a few less and there's your 4 or 5 shots a tournament, and that's how you win them. Um, I don't think he's making them quite at the same rate, and he's not hitting it close enough. I think I sent you a stat, Jordan, either before the US Open or maybe Memorial. I can't remember now, but he's like his proximity from the fairway is not good this year. And I'm not just talking for him, like on tour, he hasn't been that good. Um, you think of the Travelers, you think of Southwind, think of Bell Reeve, like I just think there's too many other guys that are on tour that could just get hot with the putter that week and beat him. But you go to a place like Birkdale and turn the conditions up to what a
Hopefully
major
it will be.
championship is going to be. I think that's where he could separate with some of his skills, and maybe Rory's not in the greatest of form. Cam Young hasn't quite been the same. Um,
Sounds like there's a window for the Texan then.
I don't, I will gladly jump back on the Spieth train. I think I'm already on it. I'm just hanging on out the back and just getting dragged along the railroad tracks.
Stock's down right now. I mean,
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, we're not going very fast. We're going. Sometimes we go backwards. Actually, it's kind of incredible.
yeah, it's like
Sometimes the caboose leads the way.
Yes,
yeah, it's like the Polar Express. I think it's a good way of looking at it with Spieth. That train got off the tracks in that movie. Like that's kind of where we are right now.
Yes, we're in the middle of the frozen pond.
Yeah, we're in the middle exactly. The thing is, I don't know if we can get the train back on the track.
it's
Uh,
weird, and it's not even. You know what's funny is like I think the physical traits of hitting a ball and putting a ball, I really don't think they're like that off the track or that far off the track. It is the
He certainly
brain
doesn't think so.
that
Yeah.
that coordinates all of it throughout 72 holes that is below the frozen pond. Like it is it is in Narnia. That the headspace is gone.
Yeah.
Literally any meaningful putt he's had all year, whether it's for birdie, for par, anything inside of 10 feet where it's like, oh, this should be made. It's not even close. It's a push. It's a block. Um,
I was dying to let out a fist bump Saturday, and I
yeah.
couldn't because he just
Well,
doesn't allow for it.
he hit the golf shots to make the charge on Saturday, and then he didn't hit the putts. I mean, we're talking about that I think we would have gotten a fist pump if he had made the putt on 3 and then dripped in the one on 7, which was a good look. And we're talking 3 under through 7 back to even par through the championship. And the New Yorkers are, the murmurs are rolling around Shinnecock that the Texan is charging.
Yeah,
We're like, Scheffler hasn't teed off yet. It's like, exactly. It's just, nope.
could have pretty easily had a very, very outside chance on Sunday to win the golf tournament.
Yeah. I mean, you give him Wyndham, like, I don't know well, we're not going to say that. I was going to say you give him Wyndham Clark's putter, but Clark hit the ball better than Spieth did. But it's just like, it's a momentum thing too. Like, putts matter in more ways than just reducing the score on that hole. Being able to carry momentum and whatnot is just a skill that is sorely lacking at the moment.
Well put.
I
I
mean,
mean, go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna segue into Cromwell. But if you have more open thoughts, I am.
No, I was gonna go into Cromwell too. I mean, we didn't talk much about Clark, but I mean, for the sake of time, unless you guys have a ton to get into about Clark, uh, Cromwell. Yeah, I think we've kind of all made our thoughts on the state of Spieth pretty clear. Expectations probably low across the board this week. Dan kind of mentioned we chatted. Wouldn't surprise me at all if he putted well. And again, my favorite Spieth stat: he's never gained off the tee here ever. Him and Greller, no interest in trying to find the right lines off the tees, which I assume is the problem because it just doesn't make sense that you could be that bad off the tee here for 6 different appearances. Just takes the same
loves to go
line.
through the fairway on 2.
Yeah, I mean, just take the same lines off the tees, don't adjust, and you get shit results. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm not optimistic for this week. Optimism was higher last week, and it was a T56. But sometimes the old Texan likes to,
Be
when his
weird.
back's against, yeah, be weird, back against the wall, play well. But his back was against the wall after the miscut at Memorial, and it was a bad week last week at the U.S. Open. So we are running out of events here, which might be for the better of certainly our mental health, but maybe the Texans' mental health. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any Clark thoughts, Cromwell thoughts, either or.
Yeah, there's always good vibes here for whatever reason. That people kind of like. I don't know why. Like, there's always good vibes of the Travelers because of that shot. But I mean, historically, he really hasn't played well here. But but he was golfing his ball last year until that injury. And yeah, I think that there's good mojo at the very least. Golf course doesn't really fit him, doesn't putt well. Um it's a lot of
Doesn't do
walking
much
for
well
the
here.
caddy. A lot of hills, a lot of
The caddy's
walks
still
on the
injured.
hills. The
I
caddies
mean, the
I
caddy's still got a knee brace on.
could
know
be
we're
off-season surgery for Greller.
What are you
yeah.
saying?
I know we're sitting here 3 majors in, but and coming off a T56 and an uncompetitive weekend. Like I'm still in the camp where I'd be very, very surprised if Greller is not on the bag next year, but sort of feels like a
Hold on.
change like
Hold on a second. It's
percolating.
it's funny you mentioned that because I got a quote from a source
Oh.
who, a friend of a friend. Um, Probably never are we going to get a caddy split,
Oh
barring something extreme happening. So yeah, Mike is in it for the long haul, folks. Unless, I mean, we can't, unless something crazy happens. So Team Spieth is firmly, I mean, they're together, loud and proud. Um, yeah, they're not going anywhere.
loud and proud.
Yeah, no, they march to the beat of their own drum.
What's in major
Yeah,
championships? So fair enough. I
Spieth
mean,
takes responsibility. I respect it. He
yeah,
doesn't.
I don't really have any problems with Greller. I don't think he adds much other than experience. Um, but it's like I mean, I don't know, I'm sure that it's funny though. I maybe should rescind that thought. I bet he could add more if his boss let him. But I don't think
Perhaps.
His
that's really the
boss being
dynamic.
Spieth or McCormick.
I think Spieth. So I am very much team McCormick from an article that was written 5 years ago now about Spieth's kind of resurgence post 2020.
Good lengthy
Um
article.
that basically was I don't remember who wrote it, but basically the premise of it was that Spieth was too stubborn to make the changes McCormick was telling him to make for 2 years, and that's why his game went down the drain. And as soon as he tightened the grip up, the game came back. It's like, yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, you kind of said it, Bob. Good vibes for something he did almost a decade ago, uh, and rightfully so. I mean, cool shot. He did try to choke it away on Sunday. Probably should have lost. I think he hit a tree off the tee on 18 and still found a way to make par. Um, it's gonna play soft. I think it's been raining there all day today. Gonna rain more tomorrow. What's interesting is on paper this year, it might actually be a decent course fit if he could drive the ball the way he does at other golf courses. Because it's a lot of wedges. He's hit some bad ones I mentioned at Shinnecock, but also hit some pretty good ones. And you can make some birdies here in bunches. I mean, the lead will probably be 7 or 8 after Thursday, and my guess is we're probably getting 1 or 2 out of the Texan, but he plays good stuff. There's 5 or 6 out there pretty much every day. So um
I guess
we'll
the
see.
vibes are good here for the spectators. This is not a week I really. I don't go to the Travelers like Bob does, but he just sucks here. He's terrible. Like he's won here and then he's been awful in the 5 appearances since. Not like a T23. I mean, these have been brutal performances.
He's looking to backdoor a top 50 this week.
Yeah, I
Like
mean
it's
it's
bad.
T42 cut, T54 cut, T63. Like it's like
No cut this week.
hilariously bad. Yeah, no cut. So it honestly might be his second best performance here ever.
Congrats
another
to the
reason
4 rounds.
another reason why we got to get rid of signature events. But anywho, I don't have too much more.
Is
He
there a
was on the
sponsor
rain.
exemption for Mr. Speed today?
It
This
is a
week?
sponsor exemption for Mr. Spieth this week. We are back on the sponsor exemption train.
Awesome.
He'd been getting into the signature events via the fill the field FedEx Cup standings thingy that they have, but he's falling in that. So he's no longer the closest in the FedEx Cup that was not already exempt.
Last time I checked, Jordan, T50s do not get it done.
No, unfortunately, Matt McCarty, Hisatsune, and Thigala have jumped him in the FedEx Cup, and those are the guys that are in on merit. So the Texans, a sponsor exemption with Ben James, Tony Finau, and Kashmir Keith.
Which
So
is why they announced him and Finau together.
yes, what were the words that were in the post?
Two of the game's great entertainers.
That's good to be known as that. Yeah, I wouldn't call the U.S. Open entertaining for the Texans, but
I wouldn't call Finau entertaining at all.
no, well, even in the U.S. Open,
Finau is can be a snooze at times.
he's perhaps playing better golf than Spieth, I think, which you alluded to.
No, we could look at this field and could argue a majority of this field is playing better golf than the Texan.
Yeah,
Yes.
good segue. Where do you think he is in the Jordan model this week?
God, I'm gonna say 34th.
Any guess, Bub?
40th?
I didn't text Dan before this episode, but Dan is right on the mark at
34th.
34th for the Texan.
Right.
Yeah, he's fallen. I mean, he'd been a stalwart in the 20s, but I think the last couple of performances have given him a deserved drop. He is sandwiched between Harry Hall and Eric Cole. So,
Feels about right.
not the players you want to be grouped with, but T56s and miscuts at signature events will do that. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
they will.
they will. Speaking of, if there are no more thoughts, we can get into triple double, which Dan is firmly on the ropes now.
Yes, it is not looking good for the Dan camp.
No,
it was a big week for Blue last week.
Yeah, the Burns was big, and yeah, Dan's pretty much on life support at this point. Like he's
Yeah,
living, but
I can't believe I went with vibes and not with numbers.
no, the brain was never on the Texan,
No.
and he was your top performer.
Right. When I said best finish of the season, I meant for him and my triple double usage. I don't know. Anyway, I believe I'm first pick though,
You are first pick.
which is huge.
I mean, it could be depending on who you go with.
Yeah, we'll go Justin Thomas.
JT.
As much as some of us may not appreciate Mr. Thomas, he knows how to play good golf.
Yes, much better than his friend.
Knows
I
how
guess
to
it's
fix his game.
Yeah, I guess it's huge. If Bob was going to use him, no, I guess it's not
No,
huge,
I've
Dan.
used him twice.
Yeah,
Well,
good job, Dan, picking someone that we both used twice.
I just don't know. I guess maybe use him at like Memphis, but if I might be out of it by Memphis.
Don't be
And
negative.
I think he's got 3 top 10s here in his last 3 tries. So, I don't know. Feel like he's in good form. Just didn't quite get it going at the cock last week.
Yeah, he was firmly in it going into Saturday and then shot himself out of it, which is probably not too surprising. But yeah, I'm in striking distance of Bob. I actually held my own a little bit last week with Hatton, Xander putting up a million, only dropped about a million. But
Yes.
I am gonna go with Harris English to start it off. He won here, didn't he?
Yes, he plays well here.
Yes, he does play well here. He's in pretty good form. He missed the cut last week, but I mean, that's easy to do. You throw that out, he's got 3 straight green boxes, and he was a T4 at the Heritage, and he plays well here. So I'll go with good old Harris.
Okay. I'm hoping that this week could be a big week in the direction of me putting the finishing blows on this competition. I'll be entering with Mr. Rory McIlroy.
Oh,
Not on the field.
Is he not playing this week?
No.
no.
He skipped again?
Yes.
Oh my God. I just assumed how many signature events has this guy skipped this year?
Many. He's played like 7 PGA Tour events this year.
This guy is such a loser, man.
He's
Russ Henley.
played Okay. He played Pebble, Genesis, API, Truist, Memorial.
Bro, what? I thought he was showing up this week. The U.S. Open's on the East Coast. Why is he not playing?
He's going home, he said, across the pond.
God.
He's going home.
I hate this guy so much.
No, he's a bad ambassador for the game.
Yes, I will go with.
Do not go Russ Henley.
I did.
He
but I
did.
get-
Okay.
I'll go with Bulldog.
No, that
Ryan Harmon.
sucks. That sucks.
Team of Bulldogs for me this week.
That's 2 times in a row you've used someone I wanted. But you used Peary last week and that didn't work. So
Yeah, true.
I don't think you've used the Bulldog yet.
Saving him for the Open.
That makes sense. Great course fit. He's one on Merseyside as well. Dang, I kind of wanted Harmon. That sucks. It goes back to me now, and then Dang gets 2. Um, Dang. Oh, I'll go. I'm shocked I haven't used him yet this year. PGA champion, PGA
Oh,
champion, Mr. Rye. Um, he's obviously in great form. He was in the mix last week too. He obviously didn't win, but he was shown on the weekend. He was fighting in a golf course where he's not. Not that Aronimink was short, but Shinnecock is long. So we'll go Rye, and it would have been Harmon. Really don't want to go with this guy, but I'm kind of running out of options this late in the year. Do I really use him in a signature event?
is it mine or
It's mine. I have 2 in a row. I believe, right?
are you the end?
Oh, no, I'm an idiot. You have 2.
I was thinking
I
you're
don't
gonna
think
take
you're.
my
No, I don't think the guy I'm thinking of you would use.
M. No, I'm not going M. Um,
No comment. No comment.
thanks for the only guy not having odds this week to win on Data Golf as B Campbell.
Oh, you had a good course fit here.
You would think so. Um, Jeez, I've really muddied it up here. Do I pull the trigger on this man? I don't think I do. Apologies. I thought I was more prepared for my picks.
Did the Bulldog hurt you?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Bulldog was a pick. Looked at the postman. That doesn't feel like the right play though. Um, Flower.
Certainly not
No,
the right
we'll
play.
go this is a high upside play. We'll go Victor Hovland.
Okay. Ooh, not that.
And then we'll
One of your
finish
favorite
up.
players.
Yes. Yes, I know quite a bit about him. Victor Hovland. And we will go. Oh, it's between this guy or this guy. We will then follow up with just hasn't been playing that well. I can't go with him. We'll go Mav McNeely if I have another Mav.
That pick.
You even use Mav.
Oh, Chills.
Great player.
Between him and Keegan Bradley, but
Ex-captain.
no way Mr. Bradley can go back to back.
So it goes back to me. You mentioned Sungjae. Sungjae was the guy I was thinking of using.
Yeah.
He's such a bad iron player, but he pops, and I kind of think this might be a pop week. Was he around last week at all? I feel like he was hanging around a little bit. 2 over going into Saturday. Yeah, that's not terrible. I just feel in a signature event with me needing to make up margins, I should take a higher floor player than Sungjae in. I'll stick with the gut though. We'll go Sungjae. We'll go Sungjae. That's such a poor pick.
Sanjay and I feel like you might be happy with that pick come Friday evening.
Yeah, come Friday evening, exactly.
Come Sunday evening, you may have a different
Yeah, no comment.
Is it me?
Yes.
All right. This is where I hope to end this competition with my final Scheffler use.
Okay. It's a good pick. Proper player.
Bigger purse than the Open.
Yeah, the Open's cheap, man. They
We
just gotta raise
appreciate
ticket
that.
prices.
We appreciate
Yeah.
that, though. Tickets are cheap.
Well said.
Yes. We are
That's well
juniors.
said. Junior. Yes. I get a sippy cup as a junior.
Yep.
That's a good pick. You said he won't win this week, but yeah, I mean, he could cash a pretty big check that would hurt. I mean, after this,
I
we
said he couldn't win
only.
this. I said he wouldn't win this week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess I did say opener. No, but he absolutely could win.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously could win this week. No, Rory, I guess, helps a little bit. No,
I
this is a big
fully
week.
thought Rory was playing this week. I haven't heard anything about him withdrawing.
I mean, he might not play in Memphis. I mean, I don't think you can rule that out. I mean, it's top 30 who gets in the East Lake. It doesn't matter the order. Like, he doesn't need to play Memphis if he doesn't want to. So yeah, this is a big week because after this week we only have the Open and the playoffs as big events left, I believe. This is the last signature event, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Kudos to Spieth for not needing any more exemptions after this week, which
Yes.
is interesting because unfortunately we're on the BMW bubble, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, and he's playing for these signature events next year.
Yeah.
I got a text from a follower about a potential trip to a BMW asking me what my opinions were on whether he should start the booking process.
Is he from out of
Nightmare
town?
syndrome.
Yep.
Yeah, we know someone who had a booking to the BMW who didn't get to see Spieth. Spieth would have played poorly at Caves Valley last year.
I told him be very, very wary.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I was
would-
getting go ahead, Dan.
Said if he's only going to see the Texan, I would wait.
Yeah, no, I'd wait till after this week. I mean, he can clinch it this week practically if
Well, yeah,
he's
a top three and he's there. But
top 15 would probably be a nice boost.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
we thought I think he was like 40th entering this week last year and tumbled.
Yeah, the tumbleweed.
And then of course the Memphis is kind of a big mover. Like to be safe going into Memphis, you got to be inside the top like 43 probably. So he's got some ground
Looks
to make up.
unlikely for our player. Yeah. No, it's speaking schedule, I mean the Wyndham is very likely right now, fellas.
Yeah. Nothing
Certainly
wrong
not a
with
lock, but
nothing wrong with Greensboro.
well, it's not where you want to be if, he
There's a
doesn't want to
lot
be
of
there.
in
And
Greensboro.
that's like just a hilarious mental battle. Like he doesn't want to be there, but he's playing it because he has to. And it hasn't went well at Greensboro like ever.
And just farts out a T37.
Yeah, it's always a pretty feeble
Or an
performance there.
MDF.
Yeah, or an MDF. I was talking with a
I miss
follower.
MDFs, man.
No, they need to bring him back. Bring back all the embarrassment. I was talking with a follower earlier, and the schedule this year, I didn't realize. I'm pretty sure the Deer got like really screwed this year. I feel there was some sort of change that we didn't talk about because the Deer is next week. And I don't feel it's usually next week because that would be US Open or sorry, Memorial. No, it would be US Open, Travelers, Deer Scottish Open. I don't think it ever used to be like that. I don't think because he would
No, it
is
did.
that
I think
it didn't
Detroit was in the mix somewhere there.
okay. Because like guy was asking me, is he going to play? And I'm like, no, just because that schedule is just terrible. Like
Yeah.
he's not playing the Open fifth week out of 5 weeks.
Well, he has talked about playing the Deer instead of the Scottish before. But if that happens, I think I mean,
There will
I
be
don't,
words
yeah,
said
I
if
don't
that's
even
the
know.
choice that's made.
I, that's just absurd. Um, it can't be that.
Yeah, I apologize if said followers listening to this podcast, but if Jordan goes to play your event and skips the Scottish, I will be pissed. I think all three of us will be pissed. That's the biggest event. I mean, it's obviously a major, but going back to Birkdale, I know the Renaissance Club isn't, traditional links golf, but get over across the pond and,
Yeah.
get acclimated and get the good vibes going early. I mean, if he,
Because showing
fellas,
up
if he
to
goes to the Deer, man, skips the
showing up to
Scottish.
Birkdale on Saturday is going to do him wonders, right? Just like it
Yeah,
did at Shinnecock and Memorial. So,
yeah. No, the early arrivals for the Texan haven't necessarily yielded great results.
no, they have not. And he's actually like played a few decent rounds over at the Renaissance Club.
Yeah,
Hasn't
it'd be a
played
fun place to contend at.
capped it on a Sunday, but he's been in the mix. So,
But yeah, I know a group of gents that are flying, over across the pond on Sunday, and it would be pretty cool to watch the Texans Sunday morning in contention at the Scottish and get some pretty good vibes, going
yes.
heading on to the tarmac at certain different airports Sunday night. But yeah, I mean, big week this week, guys. I mean, vibes aren't high, expectations are low, but the blind squirrel does find a nut, and who knows? I mean, crazier things have happened, right, guys? Not a win, but I mean, it's
I mean,
very fathomable to think that the best performance of the year could happen this week just because the bar has been set so low.
do blind and deaf squirrels find a nut?
That certainly adds to the difficulty level, I think, when they're blind and deaf.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah, and the
not
caddy,
where
as you
we're at.
said, what did you? Griller adds nothing.
He
I mean, he's
doesn't add
part of the.
much.
No, it's tough to disagree on that. I wonder how many. I'd love to know what percentage of the missed putts are reads of his.
I think, frankly, every time I hear Greller, like there's a mic on Greller giving advice on a putt, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, like I think Greller's because he keeps it simple. Like, yeah, left center. And then Spieth's doing his whole like knee bend and like, is my line correct? And I don't know.
I'm
This one's on me, Mikey. He plays at left edge and it stays there and lips out.
I'm gonna keep track of that this week. I am going to keep count of when Greller comes in on a read, what the percentage is.
Is
Don't
he
care
gonna
the distance,
is he
but
gonna be shown enough this week to do that?
he better be featured,
Well,
man.
I will keep track.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bob will be there if
Thank
he's
you.
not shown.
I
He
can't.
might
I
not
mean,
be, Dan, but no
he'd have to
Rory
get
helps.
well. Yeah, the memory of 17. It wouldn't surprise me if he's with Scheffler. Like,
Oh,
I don't
God,
know.
get
I mean,
lambasted.
yeah, just get romped. But it could also, my guess is it's probably Clark and Scheffler, um, is like the marquee group. And then it wouldn't surprise me if it was like
Spieth and the ex-captain.
Spieth and Captain Keegs, one of the featured groups on Friday morning.
Spieth and Finau, the entertainers, man.
I mean, Finau's probably going to beat Spieth this week.
Yeah, that's a great bet.
We're in a low spot.
He's put himself here.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we haven't.
He dug a hole and then bring a ladder, man.
Yeah, I mean we're over an hour in, but it doesn't seem likely. But I'd be fine if he put the 009 back in the bag and tossed Mills at this point. I mean, it's funny, fellas. I'm pretty sure Mills has been in the bag for 7 majors now, and he putted great at the Masters last year, and I think he's putted terribly at the last 6.
Yeah,
I
Mills.
am. It is funny. You brought up a point. Is Spieth the only player on tour to use this man's putter?
I believe he's the only player gaming in Mills at this point. Yes.
You'd think that that would mean something.
Yeah, clearly the results are not very good.
I wouldn't mind going back to the old 009.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, I
Just for
posted my
vibes. You imagine
yeah,
the thrusts around Birkdale if he starts pouring them in with that thing?
hell yeah, dude.
Be vintage.
Like, why the hell would you not bring it back out at Birkdale? You have nothing going for you right now on the greens with Mills.
Yeah. Or
I
just
mean,
a lab putter.
a lab putter would be pretty chill.
I mean, how about the ping that Clark was using? I mean, Clark, putter change. Scheffler, putter change.
Yeah.
I mean, Spieth made his change already. He still sucks. So.
Yeah, he went to Mills. Mills is not built for majors.
No, well, you gotta feel a good start, but it's
So
been a run.
I guarantee you Mills is gonna pour him in this week.
Probably. I mean, it's funny. He
It's
was
Well,
on
gonna
the range
guaranteed a
today.
top 10 last week. Yeah.
it's gonna be
I think I agree though. Dan,
it's gonna
he
be
was on the
You're
range.
entering Schleber territory. We're just gonna keep saying stuff until it happens.
Yeah, I respect
one
the
of these
doubling
times the
down.
clock will be correct.
I mean, I think you're right. He was on the range today. How many balls do you guys think he hit today?
85.
Yeah, I was gonna say 92. Less.
32.
Yeah.
He hit one bag, and I assume he spent hours on the putting green. Meanwhile, you had players such as your miscut players such as Dick Flower last week, well into the 180s.
Wow.
I think Nick Taylor was over 250.
That is a lot of balls.
Yeah, no, I mean you missed the cut. You're going to be hammering balls to figure it out. But I assume Spieth spent quite a bit of time on the practice putting green today.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah, Nick Taylor 263, Fowler 193, Texan with only 32.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, it wouldn't really be that surprising if he putted well this week. I don't care. Like the inconsistency sucks, but if you can get hot and carry that in overseas, just get streaky for the 1 week that matters most the rest of the year, and we'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, exactly.
And bring back the 009.
That'd be chills. He won't do that though. Unless
No.
it's like it goes so poorly the next two tournaments.
I mean, it's the same damn putter practically.
Yeah. No, but if he
It literally is the same exact thing.
yeah.
Let him know, Bob. I mean, if you're going to be out there, I mean, the heckling just seems
I mean, if I let him know, Greller would probably get me escorted out of the premises.
go full
Just
Wyndham
bring a
Clark.
sign. It's polite. Say we want 009.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be frank here.
Bring
If
a
he puts,
large sign. No more Mills. No more.
yeah, add a hashtag to the front. I mean, there will be heckling overseas if he puts poorly. There are people that we know that will be on property that will
Yes.
heckle
Yes.
if he
Yes.
embarrasses himself on the greens.
Yes. There is.
Um, God, the putter, man. 0 for 3 in
Yeah.
majors this year. Good going.
I think we've given the putter enough gas tonight. I
I
can't.
agree.
I don't want to
Yeah.
think about Mills anymore.
No, you're even writing that in your notes, I see.
Yeah. No more Mills.
Yeah, he's
I
writing a
think
sign right now.
yeah, exactly. No more Mills.
Thanks for that.
uh,
It's a sign. Bring out the 009. I don't know. Come up with stupid chants
We
like
think
that.
the 009's traveling with him.
No.
well, Team Speed, probably some weeks, and then some weeks it's forgotten at home.
I
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the 009 made it across the pond.
If it goes poorly, there's only one more event in the
Well, I think
States.
he just might bring it because I guess you never know. Like hypothetically, Mills breaks or gets stolen, or
We were hoping for a putter break yesterday.
we were yeah, Jordan.
We got close, didn't we?
Did
I
we?
forgot what hole it was. I mean, by close, I mean, he was just pissed, but like I think, lifted it.
Yeah. Putter break would have been cinema.
It is a little bit cool how the media narrative around Spieth has changed a little bit. Like the ball striking doesn't get as much crap as the putting does these days. Like people are
Yeah.
finally catching on to like the ball striking is typically respectable and
And
the
he
putter
just
is just laughably bad.
laugh. It's horrible inside of 10 feet. I mean, that's all they talked about. Like Gary Koch brought it up, Tom Abbott. And by the
Roger.
way, Roger, it's good to see Raj back on the grounds. Aaron Oberhold, Steve Sands, my favorite.
Enzy.
Was Jay out there?
Jay is watching his investment start to lose him money.
Ah, I think he's fine. Look forward to seeing him in a few weeks. He looked yeah, the team's just struggling. Physically, mentally, it's tough run.
No better place to get it going though than Cromwell.
No better.
It's well said. I think it's a good note to end on, unless you guys have anything else.
Now I am
No.
all
We'll
done with
definitely
Spieth for the week.
not see you for the live on Sunday.
Episode 200 on deck.
It'll just be a
It'd be
Monday
written in the
recap.
stars. We're currently one win for every 199. Start a new chapter.
Ooh.
It's an incredible win percentage. We're on pace for half a percent.
Honestly, if he reached out to us and said, we're the bad karma, maybe we should just stop the podcast.
No, we should. We
I think that would just give us more fuel.
yes.
Hey, fellas, that percentage kind of speaks for itself. How about you shut down shop?
Maybe
Oh man. Well, maybe we'll make it 2 for 200.
I would consider. Yeah, maybe he buys us out.
Yeah. Submit an
A large
offer.
wad of cash, and I will go away, Mr. Spieth.
Alrighty, fellas. Good chatting as always. We'll be back for the recap for 200. 200 episodes in. That's pretty damn cool. Just wish our golfer would play better. But another opportunity this week, a big event. poor form, but a big event. Never know what can happen. And yeah, we'll be back to recap it
Yeah.
next week.
Peace.
Sounds
Take
like
care.
a plan. Yeah, see you fellas. Peace.
See ya.